As I said before, and I will stick to this rule, that every result can be achieved no matter how do you work, whether it's Camera Raw or Capture One or even Lightroom, as well as in Photoshop. By different techniques, the same results can be achieved. And I will try to prove it now by working in Camera Raw. Truth be told, I wasn't trying this before, so it will be very spontaneous right now. And what it also can prove that actually once you achieve the confidence in working with the software, you will more likely know which steps you have to do to achieve the certain result. So I know that in here will be very difficult for me to do separate color correction for the background and of course for the model because of the color of her shirt. So what I decide to do, I will open the object at first. I'm going to press Shift and open object. No retouching, no processing was done in this case. And now I will try to copy this smart object. We cannot copy the smart object in the normal way, just by pressing Ctrl or Command and J, but we have to hit Ctrl, right? And new smart object via copy. That has to be done. So raw and work. That's how I'm going to call this. So now what we apply to this smart object will be applied only to this layer and not to the layer before. If we would not do the same copy via smart object, but just normal, effects would be applied to everything. So I'm going to open raw, and first of all I want to try to work with the background really. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hue, saturation, grayscale, and at first I'm going to work with hue. We have blue background, but what we want more to get into purple, into this color. I actually wonder, maybe that would be even easier than doing this in a Capture One. So that would be it. We can manipulate with purples a little if that's what we want, but it's not necessary, I believe. Let's have a look. And you can clearly see we affected the color of her clothes. I would not be worried about this. Also saturation, so you can make sure that you adjust the saturation for the image the way you really want. Okay, and also hue, let me see, I need to bring up some shadows because the background is very dark, so I'm going to bring the shadows on the background. And split tuning, so for the shadow I will go with the purple color, and as you can see we can also improve it in the split tuning, but I believe that would be absolutely enough with what I achieved before, because otherwise the color will be too strong. So let me hit OK, and okay, we achieved the background that we want, though we affected the rest of the image. What I'm going to do, I'm going to create layer mask, which is white right now, and I'm going to choose brush and white color of the brush. So this is a little time taking, but I'm going to paint with black color the areas that I don't want to affect by the settings I just did. So let me take a minute of my time to do this. I will not speed up this video. I'm just going to try to paint this carefully. Of course, I might not be that careful as I wish to, because I'm trying to do this fast for the purpose of this course. And sometimes it doesn't work the way we wish to. Luckily, the code is not really, the jumper is not really strongly affected, so it's really easy work. Same about her cap. These areas are not really affected. Mostly I would be bothered about the blue shirt, and the rest is rather safe. So let's pay attention to blue shirt. Bring back her real color as well on the skin. And let me see the mask. So now will be just easy to fill this inside with the color black. I know it looks weird and not really nice. We would expect something to look very nice when we do such a great thing as retouching, but the life is cruel and sometimes the things look weird. So your answer is now very simple. It's very easy to achieve the same results that we want in camera raw as well. We don't have that many tools that Capture One maybe have, and we don't have this selective color, but something we have is smart objects, which Capture One doesn't have. So you see there are pros and cons in using both software. You can achieve whatever you want just by working differently with each tool. Of course, whether you do some mistakes, you have to fix the edges wherever you see. I see a few things. You don't want to see any blue color on the background, and it's done. So that would be the step I would take with working on the background. I can come back to the other layer to work on the skin. I want the skin and her clothes. I don't need to bring much out of the shadows on the body. It's quite clear right now. And I would work just a little bit, probably with the yellow color, to get darker as before. And this also answers you that you don't really need to be bothered about every element, because you can work the same way with every part of her clothes, whatever it is. You can achieve the same results. Like if I would work with the code right now, I could go the same way. I could just create another smart object and achieve the certain color I want on her code. So I was working a little bit with the hue to adjust the hue for the code to make it more similar to what it was before. Maybe a little bit more saturation on the yellows as well to achieve better saturation on her face. I downgrade some of the highlights just for the face, and that would be pretty it. I think we did a quite good job. We can adjust luminance on the code and adjust luminance on the oranges, which would be around that. Other thing, we can also work a little bit on her shirt. That's what we want. And split toning can be done the same way as we are doing the color balance in Capture One. You can see I can do really nice split toning on her right now, just to achieve the previous results that I got in Capture One. Let's hit OK and have a look how it looks like. So this is our image, and yes, maybe it's not 100% the same because I wasn't comparing, but I believe that clearly you know that the same results can be achieved, whether you work in a Capture One or Camera Raw. So that's how I work. Camera Raw is also very powerful. And now let's jump to the proper work in Photoshop to discuss the thing you need to know and to keep doing our color grading that leads us to achieving the results we really want to.